Hello everyone, I'm Sean, alright, and this is Everyday Food Reviews. Pow. And today we've got some pre-workout to try. So this is from Applied Nutrition, it's the brand. I bought this from T Nutrition in Liverpool. I ordered it online. They had an offer on where if you spend over £30 on Applied Nutrition, they'll give you a free can of their pre-workout and a free shaker. So I'm going to be looking at 4 different flavours of the cans and 1 flavour of the tub. And I'm going to be doing it over the next couple of weeks because I don't really fancy having more than one of these on the go at once. And doing it that way I'll be able to evaluate its performance as a pre-workout as well. So today we'll just be looking at the 1 can and then I'll compile them all into the same video, so later in the video you'll see the powder and the shaker, and then the other 3 flavours. Today we're going to be looking at the fruit candy flavour. So there's a couple of differences between the can and the powder, mainly that the powder has creatine in it, the powder has theacrine in it, which I can never remember what that actually does. They've both got beta-alanine, although they both got the same dose, 200ml. Sorry, it's giving you per 100 grams and per serving, and then the can gives you per 100 millilitres and per serving. So on the tub, the one I want to be looking at is smaller, and on the can, the one I want to be looking at is bigger. So it's got, the tub has salt in, presumably just some electrolytes, if we can see the ingredients anywhere, but it's got a salt content there. It's got 200, I can't see an ingredients list on it. Oh, there it is. Natural flavour, natural colour, sodium bicarbonate, so it's a bit of salt in there. Yeah, they're pretty much the same other than that, by the look of it. Yeah, it's something else that I noticed. Applied Nutrition are from Knowsley, so they're fairly local. So these cans, 330ml, and they've got 200mg of caffeine in them. So we're looking at 67mg per 100ml, thereabouts, just under. So it's over twice as much caffeine per 100ml as anything from Monster or Rockstar. It's over 50% more caffeine per 100ml than Reign, because that's 40mg per 100ml. This is 67. So we'll get into this. I'll try and be quick, and then we'll sit down and do the other videos another time. You might have noticed my little Bluetooth speaker there. This is the first video he's been in. It might not be the first time you've seen him in a video, but it's the first time I've actually put him in a video. So obviously this video is going to take a while to put together, so I don't know how late this one will go up. Ooh, that smells very fruity and sweet. It's fruit candy flavour, I don't know what I expected. It smells like, to be honest, it smells like how I wanted the Bang Rainbow Unicorn to smell like, you know, like fizzy rainbow belts, those sorts of sweets. It smells really good. Cheers. Oh. That tastes amazing. It's got a very sticky aftertaste. It tastes like some specific. It tastes like rocket lollies. Yeah, I think that's what it reminds me of. Rocket lollies. It tastes like those, but more sweet. there is a little bit of the bitterness coming through from the caffeine, so I appreciate that with it being so concentrated, it's going to be hard to get that balance right and put in enough sweetener to cover up the caffeine, but not so much sweetener that the sweetener itself is bitter. I think if there was any less sweetener, as much as I feel like instinctively, I feel like there's too much sweetener and it's too sweet and too sticky. But logically, given that I can still taste some of the bitterness, I think if they put in less sweetener, I'd just be complaining that it tastes too bitter and you can taste the caffeine too much. Oh, that's incredible though. I think I paid, I can't remember what I paid, I'll look it up and put it in the next one. I think it was £12 for a pack of 6 cans. But I mentioned over Facebook that I'd be doing a video, and if possible, could I get cans of each flavour instead of 6 of the same? And they managed to do that for me for the sake of the video, so I appreciate that very much. So, I feel a bit disappointed though, because I'm not sure how well these others, we got Orange Burst, American Grape Soda and Blue Lagoon. I'm not sure how they can live up to this one, because this one is amazing. This tub, Cherry Cola, no concerns over the flavour of that. I'm sure that'll be ideal for me. But yeah, this, I'd say it's very sweet. I would say it's too sweet, and I would say I don't like it, but as I've already said about if they take out any of the sweetener from it, it's sour enough. That's what made me say, I think that the flavour, the fruity flavour, is reminiscent of a rocket lolly, but the sourness is like the rainbow sherbet belts. It's kind of like if you had, it sits somewhere between them in terms of flavour. It's more sour than a rocket lolly. I think it's amazing, to be perfectly honest. I'm always a bit apprehensive about the pre-workout drinks because they're a bit hit and miss. So far we've been really enjoying the C4, but the Raise we found is quite often very muted. Reign is arguably not even a pre-workout drink. You can get that in the supermarket and it's just a slightly pumped up monster. And what else have we had that's pre-workout drink? Can't even think now. This C4 and Raise. There's been the USN Spike, which just tasted like Red Bull. There's been the 3D, which again has been more of just a Monster Ultra sort of thing, pumped up with a bit more caffeine. And there's another one. The USN Power Punch, which was just absolutely revolting. Excuse me. So this, in terms of flavour, is certainly up there with C4, possibly even surpassing it, but I would say that's more likely to be a personal preference sort of thing. I think objectively the C4 is probably better because it is a bigger can with either the same or less caffeine in it, so they've not had to load it quite as full of sweeteners. I think the C4 tastes cleaner, but subjectively this flavour for me I think is exceptional. So yeah, I'll see you soon for the others in another recording for me, but it'll be the same video, so cheers. Hello, so we're back a few days later. I'll have to be honest, I didn't end up doing a workout after I did the last video on the fruit candy flavour. I had a bit of a plumbing emergency I had to attend to, but I enjoyed the flavour and it seemed to give me enough of a buzz. I didn't feel much of a pump, but I wouldn't expect to, having not actually done a workout. But today we're going to try the powder cherry cola flavour, so I'm expecting this to give quite a pump. It says ultimate pre-workout, it said extremely potent, but I mean this says that as well. and it's got 200 milligrams of caffeine. Well, yeah, extremely potent, it says it there, like that. So I think we discussed in the previous video a couple of the differences. It's mainly the creatine. I'm just gonna ask yourself, what would John do? That didn't work. There we go. Okay, so it's actual foil rather than sort of foil backed paper, so should be able to just tear this. There we go. Yeah, if I was down in the kitchen where I normally would be preparing this, I'd have a knife on hand. So we've got a desiccant scoop. Powder's a little bit off-white. 10.5 gram. So, you know, same size scoop as Sneak and X Gamer. X Gamer's, although X Gamer you need a heaped scoop to get to 10 grams. If you do a level scoop, it's 7 grams. So that's why they say 1 to 2 scoops, and we will be addressing that in the next X Gamer video. So when I bought this, I got this shaker for free, which was the main motivator for me buying it, to be perfectly honest, because if you watch our channel, you'll know that I wanted the Vortex shaker that I ended up giving to John, that we got from Beyond NRG. This one from Applied Nutrition, very, very similar. It's identical in concept. I have been using it in the meantime. So you've got the detachable motor here. I've had this sat in the fridge full of water. You've got the rubber base here, and you've got 2 batteries in there. I've got my rechargeable ones in there. So the batteries in this one, the only real difference, this one takes AAA batteries. I've noticed no difference in performance, so presumably the batteries just won't last as long as the other ones. But yeah, that's that. So we'll put the powder in. There is one thing I want to say about this compared to the other one that's slightly negative, but you know, it was free with spending over £30. That offer did finish yesterday. I don't know if they'll be doing it again, but if they're not, I think it was only a tenner to buy on its own anyway, which is a £5 cheaper than those Vortex ones that we looked at. So we've got a level scoop. It looks like it's turning brown. I don't know if that's because it's cola flavour or if it's because it's not coloured. Natural colour caramel extract. No, it's brown because it's cola flavour. So that's cool. I didn't mention the canned version we had last time was clear. You could probably see it. So it's mixing that up nicely there. Just keep going for a few seconds. I've been having G Fuel in this in the mornings. It's been wonderful. So, you know, with G Fuel it tends to settle out. You know, once it's mixed, it starts to settle out before you drink it, just like that. That's all you need, and it's mixed up again. So, nice. Oh, that smells good. That smells like a good cola flavour. So just before we leave the shaker, it is settling out again quite quickly, but like I say, you can just blitz it up again. I also noticed with this, the max fill line is 300ml. I think, to be perfectly honest, if you're having it with pre-workout powder, I've had it up to 400ml, which is up here with the G Fuel, and it's been absolutely fine. I probably wouldn't want to fill it above 300 if I was using it for protein powders. But yeah, so the shaker, you can see here the spout is sealed to the rim of the top there, so that does make it a little bit difficult to drink from, like this, because you've got this sort of interference between your mouth and the spout. So that's something to bear in mind. But it's a bit harder to sip from. If you're chugging it, which I imagine you will be with pre-workout, it's not going to be an issue. You know, it's 300ml, it's designed to be concentrated, you're probably going to be chugging it. Yeah, this looks good. Smells phenomenal. I can't smell the cherry at all. It does smell pretty much only of cola, but it smells like an amazing cola flavour. Cheers. Ooh. I like that. I like that a lot. Again, I'm not getting a lot of cola. Sorry, I am getting a lot of cola. I'm not getting a lot of cherry through there. I think the cherry's quite subtle. It is present as an aftertaste. It tastes a little bit citrusy, to be honest, but that cola flavour is amazing. It is, I would expect it to be quite intense in flavour because I did only add 300ml for the sake of the max fill line and because it says to make it up with 300ml, I think. I'm sure I read that. No, it says make it with 250ml, but I made it with 300 because I thought 250 is going to be too intense. Yeah, make it with 250. But with 300ml and the volume of the scoop, you're looking at the same sort of volume as the can, 330ml. So I thought that's probably the fairest way. I wouldn't want any less water than this, having tasted it. But it looked like it was settling out quite quickly in here, but in this glass it's not really settling out much at all. I'll just give it a swirl and it's fine. But it's a really lovely, intense, sour cola flavour. I've had a bit of caffeine today already. It's been a work day. I started with a Carabao and had a coffee at lunchtime, so it's not like this is the first caffeine I'm having today, but I can feel the beta-alanine starting to get to work already. I've cleared out the gym before I started this video, to this segment of the video, so this time I will be doing a workout and making sure I can evaluate this properly. In terms of flavour, my favourite tasting pre-workout before this was Pump HD, the ice blueberry lemonade or whatever it's called, the blue one, but the old blue one. The new one they did without caffeine and it wasn't the same. And Pump HD I found to be, I don't know if it's psychological because I like the flavour so much, but I found that to be the best performing as well. So this is beating it in terms of flavour. The flavour's exceptional, and I mean that's going to partly be because of my affinity towards cola flavours and cherry flavours, but it is just that good. So if the performance comes anywhere near as close, I can stop mourning the loss of my Pump HD and get this going forward. 30 servings. It's alright. Yeah, it's Monday. I'll be doing another workout on Wednesday, and I'll probably open one of the cans and do that, and then for the last segment I'll do 2 cans and then just drink half of each one and save it for the next day. And I'll do that this weekend, and hopefully this will be up in a week and I can share it. But yeah, we'll see you shortly. Cheers. Hello, we're back trying another couple of these cans today. Yeah, I'm going to try a couple of them. We'll save the Blue Lagoon because I think that's going to be the most compelling option, so we'll save that for last, and today we're going to try the American Grape Soda and the Orange Burst. As for the performance of the powder, now the taste was phenomenal. The performance, it was weird. I don't know if it's because I've not been doing my workouts regularly for a while, but it felt like it took a while to ramp up, and it wasn't until towards the end of the workout I was feeling the full effects of it. But on the other hand, it didn't have a massive drop off afterwards. A lot of the time, it's a race to get your workout finished before you get the crash from some of these pre-workouts if you neck the whole thing before you start the workout and don't have anything during. This one, the coming down from it was nice and smooth. I felt tired afterwards, but you go into it, it didn't crash very hard at all. So it was sort of a clean, slow ramp up and a clean, slow ramp down, and that is going to be perfect in a lot of situations. If you're doing really short sets and it's going to be really intense stuff, then it might not be the best thing. But I think for most workouts, most of the time, it's going to be my go-to going forward. To be honest, there's nothing else that I've felt has been that effective, that good tasting, and without the crash. I find the most effective pre-workouts I've had have just had such a crash after them. Things like the VPX Bang powder and Pump HD, BSN NO Explode. I tend to have to double or even triple scoop that to get it to work well enough for me. But then the crash on that is unreal. The VPX Redline, that's quite a concentrated sort of stim based one. I think that has something like 300 or 400 milligrams of caffeine. So that it's not really, you don't get a massive pump from it. You feel like you get a lot of energy, but then again it just sort of it comes quick, but it goes quick. So I was impressed with the performance of it. That's what I'm trying to say. So all we're doing now is just tasting these other 3 cans. Really. Oh, and I mentioned in the first video I couldn't think of the names of the other cans I've tried. I've made a little list. We've had Ghost. I'll get the list. C4, Ghost, Red, White and Boom, Hyde, Raze, Bang, and 3D. So that's what we're comparing it to in terms of flavour. I think the Red, White and Boom was very, very good on flavour, but also there wasn't much separating it from a regular energy drink. It was a 473ml can. Hyde, ProSup's Hyde, that has 350 milligrams of caffeine, and that feels like a pre-workout, but I don't think they're making that anymore. The cans I got were out of date when I got them. They're still usable, but the flavours were all they weren't quite intense enough to mask what was in it, and what was in it tasted a bit weird. But I do really like them, and I like the flavours, but there's a lot of sweetener in there to mask the caffeine, so they taste quite sticky even though they're sugar-free. This Orange Burst smells like a nice clean orange. I mean, these taste as clean as the C4 ones, but they've got much higher concentration of caffeine. They've got the same amount of caffeine, but in a smaller can, so it's impressive. Cheers. This one's quite sweet. There's sourness there. It smells just like, excuse me, smells just like orange pop, and it tastes like it for the most part, but I think it's tasting a lot sweeter. The other one, with that being a sort of candy flavour, the sweetness wasn't so distracting. This one being a citrus flavour, the sweetness, I do feel like it's a little bit much in this flavour. But still very nice and surprisingly clean in spite of that sweetness. We'll try this grape soda. I'll be finishing these off tomorrow, by the way. I'm not drinking 2 entire cans now at this time of night. This time it's about 5 o'clock, just finished work. So, it smells grape soda. I don't think I've had a strictly American grape soda. I've had grape Kool-Aid, which isn't a soda, but it'll be the same sort of flavour. I've had KA grape. This smells of the KA grape It's that same grape flavour you get in the Monster Lewis Hamilton, the one that a lot of people don't recognise as a grape flavour because it's this sort of artificial American sort of grape flavour. Yeah, it smells like that. Cheers. Going off memory, it's very hard to tell that apart from the KA grape. And I've always assumed that the KA grape is going to be like an American grape soda, seeing as it's the same grape flavour as you get in Kool-Aid, which is American. It's just not soda, it's powder that you mix with sugar or sweetener and water. Tastes a bit more sour, which is nice. It tastes as sweet, but the sweetness is a little bit, because you know it's sugar-free, the sweetness, when I'm comparing it to that, and I know that's got a lot of sugar in, and I'm tasting this and it's as sweet, it feels like it's lying to me, if that makes sense. But it's very good. It's I think without having them side by side, you might struggle to tell it apart from the KA grape, which, considering the amount of caffeine in it, the fact it's sugar free, and it's pre-workout and there's no caffeine in the KA grape and it's loaded with sugar. I think that's a very strong showing. I don't think you could say any better than that for it. I do really, really like that. Yeah, there's maybe a slight sort of seems to be a slight herbal taste to it as well, like dandelion and burdock or root beer or something. I don't know if that's intentional or if it's just that the grape tastes so chemically, but for me, I really enjoy that. I don't know if that's just me inventing flavours because it's not like a real sort of grape flavour, it's the American grape soda flavour, but it's, yeah, I really like the flavour. I'm really looking forward to trying this one. I'll try this one tomorrow so I can get the video out over the weekend or something. But yeah, really enjoying these so far. I can see myself buying more of them if I can get them for the right price. I think it's £12 for a 6-pack. I got them on the special offer, so I got the free shaker and a free can. I think £2 a can is a bit of a hard sell, but it's the going rate for this style of pre-workout drink. But with it being a smaller can, it's a bit harder to spend £2 on it than it is a 500ml can. But if they've got any offers on it in the future, even just 20% off, or a free something if you spend over £20 or £30, you could just get 2 or 3 of these. And also that's £12. I think the delivery was, I think it was free. It wasn't expensive enough for me to remember how much it was. So yeah, we'll try this one shortly. It'll be a couple of days for me, but it'll be momentarily for you. Cheers. Alright, so we're finally down to the last can of All Black Everything from Applied Nutrition. Blue Lagoon is the last flavour. I had a look on their own website, which seems pretty good. They do free shipping on everything, but then so do T Nutrition. So yeah, they do free shipping on everything on their own website, but when I had a look, they had what looked like blue raspberries on the picture of this, so that's the flavour I'd expect. This smells phenomenal, to be honest. It smells like a really, really nice blue raspberry flavour. It smells a lot like the Rain Razzleberry, but it smells sort of brighter, if that makes sense. Smells fruitier, it smells less sticky. See how it tastes. Cheers. That's incredible. It's sour, fruity, sweet, maybe a little bit sticky tasting. It doesn't taste quite as candied as the Reign one, but I prefer that. I don't know this. I've been really impressed with all of these flavours. I think this is one of the nicest blue raspberry flavours I've had, to be honest. And I know I've said previously, £2 for a smaller can could potentially be a bit of a hard sell, but the flavours are exceptional, and it's got as much caffeine as the cans of Reign, and they were £2 when they first came over here. It's just psychologically you think I'm getting less of a drink. It's a 330ml can. If you see this on any sort of special offer, I'd say 10% off is going to be worth trying it. 20% off or more, or if there's an offer like when I got it with the free shaker, it's going to be worth getting a couple of 6-packs of these. I think they're excellent. Really, really enjoying that. I'll definitely be buying it again. Even at full price, I'll be buying it occasionally, but I'm going to be keeping an eye out at T Nutrition and Applied Nutrition's own websites for some special offers. But I can see myself, when I order from T Nutrition, just chucking a 6-pack of these in for an extra £12, because I'm probably going to be spending between 30 and 50 quid on average when I order something from there. You know, a tub of pre-workout for 30 quid, and maybe something else that's on special offer for 15 or 20. Probably just chuck in one of these whenever I'm ordering. I don't order that regularly. There's a few different places I like to order from, a few different things I like to order, and you know, I've got caffeine coming out my ears for the stuff we review on the channel, and tubs of stuff I buy for that. And there's things I buy for myself that, you know, we've already reviewed, so you know, you're only seeing a small portion of it on the channel. But you can imagine I've got a lot of stuff from a lot of places, but this is gonna, excuse me, enter in my regular rotation. It's not going to be a daily thing for the price of it, but I think this and the fruit candy flavour are exceptional, and even the grape and the orange flavour, I think they're really good flavours. I just really prefer this blue raspberry and the fruit candy, and those are the two I'll be buying going forward. But if you like grape and orange, you'll probably like those other two flavours as well. And it's not, even though it is in the can more of an energy drink and slightly less of a pre-workout, I wouldn't be drinking this as a daily energy drink generally, unless I was doing a workout with the beta-alanine in it, because that sort of makes my skin, I know different people react to it differently, but myself and a lot of people who are sensitive to it, it'll make your skin flush and a bit itchy. And if you're doing a workout, that sort of, it feels like it helps. It feels like that's an effect, and it helps, and it gets you in the mindset and pumps you up and stuff. But for just drinking casually, if I need to concentrate on something, that's going to be a distraction more than anything. So it's not going to be, it's never going to be a daily thing. It's never going to replace sort of Monster or coffee on a daily basis. But for the days I'm working out, it's going to be a nice alternative to powders. But then, having said that, the cherry cola flavour was phenomenal, and that's probably what I'm going to be going for most of the time. I suppose when the gyms are open up again, it might be more convenient to have these cans. I tend to do my workouts at home. I have been a member of a gym in the past, but since then I've just bought all the stuff that I need and just put it in my living room, and then I use a spare bedroom in the house as a living room, which is where I'm filming this. But yeah, it's compelling. I've never felt like any of the other cans, apart from the C4, have really sort of been enough to make me think maybe I would have them instead of powders, or maybe I'd have them instead of monsters. But this and the C4, I think, are pretty exceptional in terms of performance, but more importantly, flavour. Because if you just wanted performance, you could just buy powders for the things that you need and the things you know work for you, and just mix them and just drink them, and it doesn't matter what they taste like. Anyone who says it doesn't matter what the flavour's like, who still buys some sort of branded formula with a flavour, you have to take what they're saying with a pinch of salt. I think that they're enjoying the flavour. For me and a lot of people, is a big aspect of it, and it's more of a ritualistic experience than an actual sort of this will improve my performance thing. It's that entire ritual and looking forward to doing the workouts. So it's more the psychological benefit of it for me personally, is what makes a bigger difference, and that the flavours are a really big part of that. So this is ideal for me in a lot of ways. Might be good to keep in the car for sort of emergency situations if you end up having to drive. I know you shouldn't drive tired, but realistically, people do. And in that case, the B-Tralanine wouldn't be so distracting as much as it's helping keep you awake. So, yeah, I think that concludes the video. I think there'll be two versions of this video. I'll put a full version, because if I don't cut things down, then this video is going to be something like 40 minutes. So I'll have a version where I've cut things down and tried to get it to about 10 minutes, and then we'll just have the full version in the description of that video to save me sort of posting it twice. So yeah, if you want to watch me talk for 40 minutes about this, if you're not bored by the 10 minutes you'll have already sat through by this point, then check out the 40 minutes. I know some people like seeing the longer videos where I'm rambling and getting distracted and repeating myself, and other people would much prefer they were a bit more condensed. But I think this one especially, that there's a lot of things that I'm repeating with having filmed it in segments, so I'll do my best to have a condensed version of this one, but I don't want to have footage and content that I'm not using. So even if no one watches it, I'll just upload the full version and just slap that in the description as an unlisted video. But yeah, thanks to Trevor at T Nutrition for sending me all of the flavours. He didn't have to. I bought a pack of 6 and it wasn't a variety pack or anything, and it said 1 free can, but he sent me a can of each flavour for the sake of doing this video. So thanks very much for that. And thanks very much for watching. Stay safe, everyone. Look forward to the gyms reopening, which should be fairly soon. With when this video is going to be live, that should be happening fairly soon. So yeah, hopefully this might be useful, and some other people will enjoy these as much as I have. But thanks very much for joining us. See you next time. Cheers.